Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Sorry that we're starting just a little delayed. Hello. We're going to get started with our meeting. We're going to get right through that so we can have a little holiday cheer. Is that all right with everybody?
Yeah, all right.
Outstanding. Everyone has their agenda, has signed in, things of that nature? Okay, well, he's coming to you. He's coming to you. All right, you ready, Brother Isaiah? Outstanding. So let us start with our roll call and a quorum to determine that we can, we'll be compliant with our Open Meetings Act. At this particular time, Carmelita, the chair, Carmelita Earls, chair 15, present.
Dr. DeAndre Rudis, Community Engagement, Chair, President.
Arayla Karen Winters, nominator, present.
Outstanding. So we have a quorum, and this is the best team, 15th district. I know 11's in the house, but
Sorry.
But,
That's all.
You're the best south of the Eisenhower. Just so you know. That being stated, that we're going to do. Fantastic. We're going to start with a little public comment to see if there's anything you guys want to share. By all means, the floor is now yours.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Each person has 2 minutes to share. During these public comment sessions, typically we'll have officers involved, but unfortunately tonight was also their holiday party, so they have their own thing going on, but we still do have a direct connection to them, so if there's anything you'd like to share, we can always take it back to them. Also, if there's things that you would not like to share, because we do record our meetings, there is an option to be anonymous, or if you want to write down, we usually have a little box somewhere where you could drop a comment in or something. So either way, multiple options.
I just want to say, about the 15th district, I just want to give them a thumbs up because they've really been helpful with the calls, as far as CPICs and stuff like that. So helping with responding.
That's what's up. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir.
So, everybody, as we see, we're at the end of the year.
That's right.
And to the council, you all have done great and outstanding work this year.
Yes.
You all have overcame some challenges and showed not only the community, but others and other councils how this can be done and the progress that can be made. A lot of councils are still struggling with just trying to get to know each other.
Yeah, sure.
You all have made tremendous strides, and I think you should be commended for that. And I want to tell you thank you for the work that you all have been doing. Not only with you, but as I look around, there's other organizations here that have struggled throughout the year. And I think I want to say thank you to you all for the work that you have done this year. And just keep on going. Next year is a great year. And I think it will grow even more
I think so.
within time. So thank you to you all. You all deserve it.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you.
Appreciate that.
You know, and just for the record, can you just, for kudo purposes, to talk about the network that we have forged? Who do you represent, brother?
Founder of Anchor Chicago, not-for-profit organization out of Austin. I've found myself working very close with this council. I love the work that they're doing. And a lot of councils are, you know, it's not about what the police isn't doing. It's about how can we work together as a community to make it as to where the police department is able to hear us, but also we're there to support them too, and that's one thing that I love about this council. So just sitting around and going to the meetings and being around them individually, seeing them everywhere I go, that means a lot to me because that shows me that it's not about a title. It's about truly what they do. This is what they're doing in our community and making an impact. And I just thank them for that. It's been events I've thrown that I didn't even announce it, but guess what? Someone shows up. Someone gives me a call. Hey, what you got going on? We couldn't make it, sorry. Or just give me a call to say, hey, how are you doing today? That means a lot. That goes a long way. That speaks to the engagement that they have with the community, knowing the community, and being a part of the community. So, hey, thank you guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Do you mind just telling us the nonviolent organization that you work? Sisters of Gratitude.
Yes, I work with the Institute for Nonviolence Chicago. I'm the Austin Outreach Supervisor. just piggybacking off, what this gentleman just said, your meetings and just everything. I mean, the togetherness and how you work with the community groups has been amazing.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Anyone else?
And I'm Walter Mitchell, city photographer, just so you know who I am.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that. Are there any other organizations in the room? It's a gratitude dinner. We're here
Yeah.
because of you. You allow us
Let's
to
do that.
work. So by all means, if you just give a shout out to who you represent, please.
We got, over here.
Good evening. My name is Cassandra Norman. I'm with the South Austin Neighborhood Association. And our facade is the Veterans Peace Garden, which I always give recognition of it as dedicated to veterans, but for the community. And it's directly across the street from MacArthur's, and we have events for the community there. We just had honoring veterans and their families for Christmas at the refectory. So I just wanted to let you all know we are working on 2025's calendar to bring more things to the community that they want. So to solidify the neighborhood, the community. So I'm here representing the South Austin Neighborhood Association, known as SANA, S-A-N-A. And I'd like
AFCO
to,
too, right?
pardon?
And AFCO?
Yes, well, AFCO is under SANA's umbrella.
Right.
We're the 501c3.
Okay, I got you.
And the Austin Veterans Community Organization is under our umbrella.
Mhm.
But I wanted to also give gratitude to our elected officials here
Yes.
for attempting to bring our community together throughout the 15th district by touching each corner of the 15th district to bring in people who may not otherwise go north, go east, south, or west. So thank you all for doing that.
Thank you for receiving that.
If you've never been by the garden, I'm gonna tell you something. It's an awesome place to go. The Veterans Garden is awesome. Sometimes, nobody know this until I see it. Sometimes the gate be open. And I may be having a bad day.
Yeah.
It's somewhere you can go and sit and get a peace of mind.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the middle of a city that is always moving. Right there at that area, it's like time stops. And you could just go there and sit and relax. So if you're not from Austin and you're here, go by and check it out. Even if it's cold outside. I'm telling you, once you walk in that space, you will get some heat. Because it's peaceful.
Thank you so much for saying that. That was the intention of putting the garden in a commercial area for people who are traveling on the bus and in a busy area where you can stop and rest and have some peace and tranquility. So thank you, Hassan, for saying that. I appreciate it.
Rome, your organization? Your organization?
Oh,
Your organization? What does your organization do?
my organization is called ALL. It stands for Austin Law Library. We do expungements and we bring attorneys to the community and help people get their records cleared, as well as getting like any legal advice for free. That's it in a nutshell.
And who are you?
Oh, I'm Roman. Yeah, just Roman.
Just wrong.
From the west side in Austin.
Roman from the west side.
To add to Roman, I actually was recommended to one of the organization he worked
I totally forgot.
for getting my
No.
for record expungement and sealing. I had a felon and some other things in my past, and this year I finally got it expunged.
All right.
So I got it expunged and sealed, and I was when I went to the program, they was the ones who was able to help me verify that because I had to go twice. And so when I got that confirmation, I shared it with Roman, and then he started to send me information for like jobs and stuff that I can actually probably pursue. That was not an opportunity for me. So what's interesting about this is I was supporting this gentleman, DeAndre, last year when he was passing out flyers in my community. I stay in the near the Austin community on the island near Austin and Roosevelt, and I noticed him passing out flyers until I decided to actually look at one of those flyers. And then when I did, I just felt led to be able to like help support what he had going on for the community. So I did research on that. I went to the website and I saw he was a advocate for the community, and that was impressive to me because I grew up in that area, but I never got to see it flourish or people actually stand up for what was right in that area, in that community, especially because I grew up on Monitor, but I currently stay on Mayfield in my own unit. And so I noticed that the community in the Mason area near Austin's a little rough. And when they started to build upon that community, they even added like a garden or like a little community space for peace, something like what he mentioned. And so the Oasis, and that was actually something that actually was, you know, pure for the community and needed to be done, and it added some peace. And so when I did that, that's how I got to meet DeAndre. And then, I don't know, God is ordering my footsteps because it's people here that's familiar to me because I also work at the, down the street at the laundromat, and I noticed this guy. And so he was one of my customers and stuff, so I got to meet him. So it's just interesting because he invited me yesterday as I was going to a doctor's appointment, seeing him on the train, so that's the weird I'm in here. So I came and I see that this was ordained, and I really appreciate you all for doing what y'all do, and just for me to even to, you know, add to him, because he didn't even know who I was. So that's why I wanted to open up and meet y'all, and I thank you all for this.
I just want to add one more thing to our program. We did some data, and we have like a 97 percentile rate that people comes in, get expunged, impounded, or sealed with their records. So.
Hi, my name is Maria Sorrell, so my story is nothing like what you heard, but I am part of a steering committee that focus on bringing a member-owned grocery store cooperative into our community. Not 40 acres, that's different, that's individual. This is a cooperative with member-owned. So we're actually in the beginning stages. We've actually got a papers of incorporation going, and next year is gonna be a big membership drive. So look out, we're gonna be on social media. You know, anybody wanna give me some contact information, we can add you to the newsletter, we can add you to social media. And so next year, 2025 is gonna be our membership campaign, a big membership campaign. So you ought to look out for it. I think our first big event will probably be the Austin Come Together Summit in the spring, so look out for it. So we will be there tabling and taking registrations and collecting memberships. So thank you. Thank you guys.
I know we got Mr. Coker.
Yeah. I'm in the community with our beat and with also Chicago Public Schools. We have a tutoring program with Chicago Area Project, and we're all over the place for the most part. We're partnering with Anchor. We try to do stuff with nonviolence, even with 15 District Hip Hop Tuesdays events, Westside Sports. So we're pretty much, well, primarily I'm as a teacher, we provide a lot of academic tutoring for students in the neighborhood.
This is a
We still in public comment period, so if you have comments, like to make, sorry.
So, hi, my name is Dawn Anderson, and I'm usually not a public speaker, but I just wanted to say thank you to this wonderful council. I know Arewa personally, DeAndre, and Carmelita. I just want to tell you all that this community is so blessed to have you all. Like you can, and it's been said many times before, that it seems like a shield has been put over us because of your leadership that has really transpired the area. And with you all being on the councils, that it is truly something that I could see that you all have made it to be an example for others to live up to, you know. And it's because of not just it's the work that you do outside of it, that you bring into it's your heart.
For sure.
And it's a passion, and I know that you care about the community. It's not about a job or a title. It's that you are living witnesses to show others that this can be something bigger than what was already intended, you know. So I just want to say thank you. Your work is greatly appreciated, and I just want to say I love you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I just want to add, so there was, I attended some of your trainings too, the Stop and Bleed, and stuff. Yeah, those some great trainings, so keep it up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Gotta look for more next year.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about that. We talk about updates. Any other comments? Folks like to make, okay.
All right, well, listen, before we go to the next agenda item, let me just also acknowledge the fact that we have a co-counselor in the room from the 11th district. This is the chair. This is Brian Ransom.
Oh, yeah.
And Harrison and Kedzie. So just because we have boundaries does not mean that we do not have overlapping issues. So by all means, if there's something that we can put in the ear of some people, by all means, let us know. And we only as good as you make us, because it's because of you and your interests that we get an opportunity to serve you. We don't take that interest. And just by the way, we don't do it for the income, we do it for the output.
Hello.
Because the stipend is just that, a stipend. The stipends means, but however.
It's actually how we pay for stuff.
That's
Because
it.
we literally, we don't get budget for food and stuff, so.
We spend more than we make.
This is a lifestyle.
Yeah,
That's right,
that's
thank
for
you.
sure. We
Without a
wanna-
doubt.
Yes.
Yeah, we wanna make sure that folks come to our meetings and they're comfortable, so we definitely use that stipend to make y'all comfortable.
Yes.
All right, so the next agenda item is basically the approval of minutes. We're gonna hurry up and get this out the way so we can have a little party time. Is that all right?
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. So the minutes from the minutes that I'm about to read are from our last meeting, which was November 21st. We held it at 5440 West Gladys. We started at 6:14 p.m. and all members were present. And it is as follows. Our main feature was Aspire, the new center that's opening on Central and Madison. I'm just gonna read through these very quick. The purpose of repurposing Robert Emmett Elementary School. The building is gonna be about 83,000 square feet, and it's gonna feature everything from manufacturing training, an auditorium, a gym, performance stages, supportive services, financial literacy, small business. Anchor is gonna be, the anchor tenants are gonna be Austin Coming Together, Westside Health Authority, Jane Addams, Resource Corporation, and BMO Bank will be in there as well. The project time it was a 7-year journey from start to finish, from the first paper until opening in spring 2025. So the certificate of occupancy has now been obtained, and the tenants can occupy the space. That funding, which was a total of $40 million. City and state funds was 22 million of that, and 10,000 was new market tax credits or equity, and then private philanthropy took it over the hill. So the local hiring initiatives will be the accessible services with no cost to the community, no cost to the community, no cost to the community. And it will emphasize on serving individuals with justice backgrounds, my brother. So by all means, we want to make sure that you get in there and get the services available for you and go to that next level. Congratulations on that turnaround. Community Hard Hit tours in 2025, they will be coming around the community to basically let them know the incentive that's available for them. Recruitment and ambassadors, they will be looking for people like you so that you can come out and educate as well as be employed while doing so. Communication plans will launch next month, and hiring fairs will to be door knocking opportunities. They will come knock on your door and let you know exactly what is in store for you. So that being said, that's a summarized version of the particular minutes. May I have a motion to receive?
I move to approve the minutes from 11/21's meeting.
Second.
It has been properly motioned and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Motion passed. That being said, I'm gonna now ladder it to Dr. Dre, and he can take us from here.
All right, so now we're gonna move into the district council member updates. We generally start with Councilor Winters.
Okay, so, as the nominator for the, district council, we recently had to interview, new candidates for our West Side Community Commissioner role because, Attorney Kelly Presley resigned because she's moving out of the city. And so, as you know, we have to have 7 community commissioners, 2 from the south side, 2 from the north side, 2 from the west side, and 1 which is considered like citywide. And so we interviewed 3 candidates, and we were supposed to select 2 of the candidates to put before the mayor, and then he will look over their resumes and all their information, and he will appoint 1 to take the West Side Commissioner's seat. And they had to be a West Sider, and they also had to be a practicing attorney for 10 years. And so one of the candidates withdrew her application because she works for the Cook County, not
Attorney General? No.
maybe state's attorney, but wherever she works, there was going to be a conflict of interest for her, so she withdrew. So then we had no choice but to put the other 2 candidates forward. And unfortunately, I can't remember their last names, but I know one attorney is Shay and one attorney is Gina. Oh, you got their names right here? Thank you. Alrighty then. So one attorney, Shay T. Allen, and the other attorney is Gina A. Monte. The mayor has 30 days, we're now more about 20 plus days, before he fills the vacancy for the West Side position. And the other thing I just want to say is that on yesterday, we was at Bill,
Tuesday.
Tuesday. So Tuesday night, all 3 of us participated in a community conversation at Bill on community engagement around police reform. It's in getting community voices involved in giving input around the consent decree. What does it say? That the community engagement sessions, which began in November, there are about 8 communities are doing these conversations, and Albany is one of the communities, and they're gonna hold one more meeting in Humboldt Park next month. I believe she said on the 22nd, on January 22nd, at the Humboldt Park Field House. We'll put it in our next newsletter, so DeAndre can send it out to everyone. And then the last announcement that I have is about the ACAN, the Austin Community Action Network. And so what is the Community Action Network? It's an initiative created by the Mayor's Office in May of 2020 to look at violence trends and data on a hyperlocal level. And so they are having monthly meetings, actually 2 meetings a month, The next meeting for ACAN, which is Austin Community Action Network, is gonna be December 17th at Urban Essentials at 6 o'clock. And some of the priorities that came up out of a couple of other meetings they had as short-term goals to provide immediate response resources, set up shelters and food resources, communication for immediate needs, to enhance public awareness through campaigns and community events, to provide emergency relocation services, to expand the CARE program, which, to my understanding, we don't have that program in Austin. I don't remember what the acronym is. You remember what the acronym is for CARE?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay, I'll Google it. Then increase access to hospital and mental health services, and to establish a 24-hour support line for crisis like depression, suicide, and rape. And so it is important that, and I know we get tired of meetings, y'all, I know we do, but sometimes it's important for us to know who is doing what in our communities, and it's important for us to put our little 2 cents in. And so I encourage you all, I know it's gonna be cold outside, I think the meetings in January will be virtual, but especially if you're an organization doing work in the community around public safety, around restorative justice, try to come out to that meeting. And we'll also include this link in our next, if it's not in this one, we'll also include that link in our next newsletter. So if you all sign our sign-in sheet, we send that, we'll send that information out to you all.
And real quick, I just want to say, crisis stands for
CARE.
crisis. The CARE stands for Crisis Assistance, Response, and Engagement.
Okay, and
That's-
so this is it's not replacing 911 emergency calls, but when you call this number, whatever number is associated with this, you get a non-police response. You may get a mental health care professional response. So we're trying to get that program in the Austin community. So that's all my announcements, my updates.
Engagement. All right, so again, I'm Dr. DeAndre Rudis, the community engagement arm of the group. Essentially, my job is to be a facilitator between police and community, making sure communication, wherever there's stoppages at, that we kind of open that up. Also, making sure that we do things that highlight our roles as district counselors while connecting the work that we do to the officers. And so with that, the things that I do in order to make that happen is I create these monthly newsletters. If you haven't been able to join the meeting, you would either be able to check out this newsletter, or you'd be able to watch the video, because I do videotape each of our meetings and put it on YouTube. If you type this right here, that's on this newsletter here, you'll be able to go directly to the link that contains all of our videos. Or if you get this through PDF, which we send these out as well, you can just type the link. Beyond that, I also keep track of how we're doing. And so we have a public safety survey that's a QR code. We've had this since we started. If you'd like to scan that QR code and just tell us a little bit about how you feel about policing in the community, that helps us keep track over these next 2.5 years that we have remaining. So we get to see how things have been when we started and how they are when we end. The other thing is, if you don't want to, during our public comment section, mention anything, we do have an anonymous way where you can contact us. You scan this QR code, it comes directly to me. If you have an issue, you can lay out that issue, or if you just want to connect with us, that is also available for you there. Additionally, last few months ago, we've had a couple incidents that came through me as it relates to the role of accountability. So currently there are 2 COPA investigations out. I wanted to make sure that I continue to keep you abreast of what's going on. The one in which community members saw a female get punched by an officer, that came up probably around May. And they had told me at the time, because of the number of officers, that it was going to be essentially about a 6-month process. I did check in. We are currently at the end of that process, so hopefully by the end of this month, maybe the top of the year, I'll be able to give you an update on what exactly happened with that particular investigation. The other one was something that happened around Mother's Day, and a young lady said that her daughter, she didn't like the way in which the officers treated her daughter, she got involved and it kind of took it up a level into which she wanted to go ahead and move forward with an investigation on that. Now, to that one, it started in COPA, but it's currently in the Bureau of Internal Affairs because of the circumstances surrounding it. I still have to follow up with BIA to figure out exactly where that is in that situation, in that process. But once I find that out, I'll update you as well at a future meeting on that one. The other thing that I do is make sure that as issues come up, we have a resource hub for that. So we've had instances where folks talked about the noise complaints. So we were able to locate the noise ordinance and we put that up in our resource list. We also have folks that talked about trespassing. So we found the trespass affidavit and we put that in there as well. So anytime any issues arise during these public comment sections or just in general, we find that information and we put it together. It is in a Google Drive. That Google Drive is accessible for anyone who has would like to see what's contained in there, as well as these newsletters. They are also in there as well. And then the last thing I want to say is we are trying to get something off the ground called listening tours, where if folks don't feel as comfortable sharing out in our meetings, that we'll come directly to where you live and have that conversation directly with you on the block. And if you need us to bring officers, we can also do that as well. So if you would like for us to set up listening tours, which I would like to set up listening tours, please reach out to us to do that. And with that, that is all I have.
Okay, Carmelita, I'll make it kind of brief, since the inclusion of Brother Isaiah Brooks, he has made my duties quite, I'm spoiled, but and working alongside of these two thoroughbreds, I could be a horse that stays a little bit in the stable, but understand this, I'll say this, it's a closed mouth that don't get fed and squeaky wheel gets the oil. So what am I saying? I'm simply saying that the difference is policing that you deserve is you knowing that you're worth a great police force and making sure that we accept nothing but professionalism. So I asked the question on Tuesday at the bill. I said, if we could ask a police officer, would you want you as a representative in your mother's and your family's community? Then we want the same.
Right.
We want to be called ma'am and sir, and not something that you will find in a profane dictionary. And we want to make sure that we have the same interaction. If we can just bring good old-fashioned humanity back, that's what's going to make the difference. And I see we have a veteran in the room, so brother, thank you for your service. What branch of service?
Marine.
Hoorah, Semper Fi. Give the man a grand clap. We have another one, a Navy man. Well, give him a hand clap as well. That's what I'm talking about. I want to go to the service, but they won't take me. They won't take you either? It's all good. I serve in a different capacity. But that being said, that's who I am. I'm your chair. Tell me what you need and we'll get it to you. I'm done.
All right.
I'm sorry. Every month, 5301 West Madison, domestic violence is something that I've partnered with 15th District and that particular funeral home. What we saw this month was actually some sisters that felt as though they couldn't talk to someone, but they got a chance to have a sidebar with a female cop that looked like them. And one young lady has finally made the decision to change her situation. So you never know what you may be doing for someone by just showing up. Thank you.
So the next thing, well, typically we would have a organization come up, but we are not doing that this time around, so that we can go ahead and break out into a little bit of a celebration here. So we're gonna skip the discussion part that's on the agenda, and then we're gonna move to this final part, which each meeting we either highlight a community member or a police officer that has been doing extraordinary works in our community. And so for this one, we have chosen to honor our veteran, because this meeting was actually supposed to coincide with last year and veterans, this celebration in general, but we had to push it back. And so we really wanted to highlight the veterans in our community because they don't get enough support. And that's something that we've started to strive to do as a council. And so I will say this, the unfortunate is technology does not work all the time. And I wanted to read Mr. James Shannon's bio for you all to share a little bit about himself. But the reality is, he's just gonna have to talk a little bit about himself. So, yeah, so he got the bio. So, Mr. James Shannon, if you'd like to come up, we want to make sure that we honor you with the Living Legacy Award. So we'll read it off after you tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Yeah, talk about yourself.
James Shannon, that's my name, Bob.
James R. Shannon.
James R. Shannon. And I moved in the Austin community back in 1968 after the riots from the Garfield community. I'm a member of Bethel Lutheran Church. I have been for the past 56 years. Bethel New Life, things of that nature. When I moved here, I started the first youth organization in the Austin community called the Austin Youth Coalition. And we are based outside of Columbus Park. Jane B. Dickens was the first black supervisor for Columbus Park. She hired me. And from there, I taught karate and taught young men how to be men. Then the draft came about, and I joined the Marines in 1971, 72, and I served for 10 years. I came back home after I served with various organizations in San Diego, all over the United States. Came back home in 1988 with my daughter. I'm a single parent. I raised my daughter from birth by myself. I wrote a book, Single Parenting, a Black Male's Experience, Raising a Child from Birth.
Nice.
And it was an outstanding experience. Back in 88, 89, 90, I started working with Congressman Davis. We started the first fatherhood movement. Fathers, Families, Public Policy Task Force, Veterans Task Force, over 31 task force the Congressman Davis started back in that era. And we worked with Jeffrey Levy, had about 15 symposiums for fatherhood issues. We've had every panelist, person of interest from all walks of life at these symposiums. And we also did the arts competition at the United Center, for the high school kids that were trying to become artists. We did that, and one of the greatest things that I've done, aside from raising my daughter and writing a book, Single Parenting, a Black Male's Experience, Raising a Child from Birth. I'm a veteran. I'm a member of the American Legion, post 1932, Milton Lee Olive, and I'm the senior vice commander. I'm also a certified veteran service officer. I assist veterans in receiving their benefits and claims. Very complicated issue that a lot of veterans are suffering. Some are out there in the cold right now. I was a homeless veteran before. So next to that, I got a lot of things to say, but thank you all. This is great.
Award is going to, everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love, according to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That's right. The certificate of appreciation is going to be awarded to you, my brother, in grateful recognition of your community service and dedication. We hereby present James R. Shannon.
James R. Shannon.
With the certificate of recognition for his service, leadership, and commitment on behalf of the 15th District Council on this day, December 12, 2024, with the three your council members. We appreciate your service. Thank you. Hoorah.
Yes, sir.
Now, I like to do one more thing. I'm gonna stand right here, and I'm gonna go up there, so the audience participation is turning back.
Oh, okay.
And this is Walter Mitchell, as he said earlier, city photographer. We appreciate it. It's very rare that
Perfect.
Don't get upset, 11th District, that's right.
I'm available. Thank you.
Can Mr. Shannon tell us about his nonviolence?
For the past 16 years, I've helped put together anti-gun violence prayer vigil, which started on Congress and Lotus 16 years ago when a young man was unfortunately murdered by gun violence. So every year, I gather all the people in that lower South Austin community, and we have an anti-gun violence prayer vigil. For the past 6 years, it expanded, so we take it to Columbus Park. Every April 15th, we have an anti-gun violence prayer vigil. And from the times that we've done this, for the past 16 years, we were the highest level of gun violence incidents in the area. Now we're not one of the lowest from our efforts. And we do it every year, April 15th, so stand by. Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
All right, let me just make sure, so our next regular special meeting will be the ninth. All right, so we are at the end of our meeting in our agenda. No, I got you. Okay. So I just wanted to announce, the last thing that we have is just an announcement of our next regular meeting, which will be January 9th. We don't have a location yet. I'm trying to lock that down. We will be in a new location as usual. My hope is that we'll be over at Jackie Reed. What's the address for Jackie Reed's place? We just gonna put it in TV. 58, no, it's Augusta, right?
Yeah.
5834, I think, West Augusta. Yeah, so my hope is that we can secure that location. That's a new location we haven't been in yet. And again, trying to continue to reach more people. So with that, that is pretty much the end of our meeting. We're gonna cut the music up. We're gonna, after we close, we're gonna bless the food, and then y'all can go ahead and start grubbing and relaxing. Okay.
Karen?
Well, you good at No, she's gonna.
I'm gonna acknowledge them and then we're gonna bring them.
Did you want to do that now, or you want to do that? Well, let's end the meeting and then yeah.
Okay, so at this particular time, all minds clear. We're going to end the meeting. May I have a motion on the floor, please, for the meeting to adjourn?
Yes, I motion to end our meeting, 6:28.
A second.
It has been properly motioned by our engaging officer, Counselor Rudis, and it has been properly seconded by our nominator, Counselor Winters. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned, and it is what time now?
6:28.
6:20. Say it again, please.
Party time.
Party time. Party time it is.
All right, well,
Okay,
yeah.
so on that note, so two announcements, we do have our DJ over here, DJ Sharon, from Austin, and then